Hi everyone, welcome. This is my video number 37. My breathwork session number 37 for my RBM Rebirthing Breathwork Mastery Facilitator course. This is my stage one log, really, for my benefit, but for you all out there too, if you're curious about what breathwork is about, this is an amazing way to get a bit of an understanding of how breathwork can change your life completely. And, working with your breath, working with your body, working with your nervous system, to yeah, change your life, change your perspective, let go of all of the things that you're holding in your body and your nervous system, and, anchor in new ways of being so that you can bring in all the things you want and move away from all of the things that you thought created safety for you and create a new baseline for what you want in life and how you want to show up and how you want to be in life. So this is my session number 37. This is a group breathe. I actually am a bit late recording this one. Um, Life is getting busy. Kids are doing summer sports, and yeah, I just hadn't found the time to record this one. Um, my intention from the previous breathe, from breathe number 36, my intention was to create alignment with the new frequency of wealth and intuitive action, ever expanding my capacity to hold and expand this frequency. So I had this really interesting thing happen it actually happened before my breathe, but what happened after the breathe. I was moving all sorts of things around. If you watch the video previous to this one, like I was just moving things around, cleaning out my cupboard in here, and cleaning out my wardrobe as well. And I'd had to keep moving my laptop and my books and stuff around from place to place because I didn't have a place. We've since built a little nook for me to be permanently set up here. But before that, I was just moving shit around constantly. And in the process of moving my stuff around, I dropped my laptop and the hard drive, which was plugged in. And although the laptop wasn't being used, it was on like standby mode. So the hard drive was still feeding information to and from the laptop. And in that process, I I managed to significantly damage in the tiniest little drop at like this far, in this tiny little drop of the hard drive. And I couldn't use the hard drive anymore. It wouldn't open. It wanted me to format it and wipe it. And I was like, I don't know what this means. So I reached out to a computer person and they tried to have a look at it. And they had the hard drive at this point in time. And I did my breathe with my intention here. And it was interesting, the process that I went through. So when I dropped the hard drive off, the computer guy was like, it might not be retrievable. It might have to go to someone uptown in this negative pressurized room in order to open it, unseize it, and put it together. And he said it's really, really, really expensive process. And in my in my breath work from the week prior, there was this thing that came to me which was unattached to outcomes. And unattached to outcome, like, was really prominent at the end of my brief. And whilst I was sitting with this information of, um, I might never get any of this stuff back from my hard drive, I was also in the process of being unattached to outcomes and also my intention of creating alignment with a new frequency, a new way of being, with wealth and intuitive action. And, like usually I would have like freaked out. I would have really freaked out about all of these things that I've collected on my hard drive for all of these years. Like it had stuff on it that I will never, ever, ever be able to retrieve. Like stuff from my days at uni, courses that I've done that I no longer have access to the information, courses that I've done that don't exist anymore. And so I definitely don't have access to the information. Like all of my business stuff. I was like halfway through my tax. So all of my old tax stuff, as well as I was halfway through the current financial. And, like I was in this process where I just sat with this and unattached to outcomes. And I kind of really asked myself, do I need this stuff? Like, yeah, it's a bit frustrating that, like I can't, I'm halfway through my tax and I'm gonna have to start from the very beginning. And some of this stuff I won't be able to retrieve ever again. But also, like, do I need it? Like, how often do I go back and refer to it? And if we're talking about a new frequency of wealth, is that the old frequency that I'm ready to let go of? Like it was really a really interesting place to come from. Like I said, previously I would have freaked out because I've just lost this wealth of information that I will never, ever, ever be able to get back. But I'm actually really okay with it. I'm really unattached to the outcome. And because I was unattached to the outcome, I didn't have that crazy emotional roller coaster that I would usually expect to be part of that scenario. Um, it was just a really an interesting thing to go through, really, from my perspective. We'd also got owner builder approval for our unit, my new working space. And that was like one of those processes that you just had to sit there and wait. Just had to sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. There was nothing we could do to make the process any different. We just had to sit there and wait. So that came in. I also this week um, decided that I'm going to, for November, I'm going to continue my free shadow calls, my shadow coaching calls with the people who have already started their calls, but I will be charging for anyone starting from November. Still in a place of like exploration for me. What is it that I do? I seem to be incorporating shadow work with coaching and mentoring and tangible, practical outcomes for people. Um, so yeah, just still a really low price so that I can still explore what I'm doing, but everyone still gets the benefit. And energetically, when you're paying for something, you're more willing to show up and do the work than something that's free. Like it's free, it doesn't matter. Um, and then also this little study nook, which I have set my laptop up and all my books and things up in, is real. It's here, working from this space now, and it's been really nice to have a consistent space, not having to move things around. Um, this particular week, I haven't actioned it, but I'm very, very close to. This particular week, I decided I want to get my hair cut properly. I've been cutting my own hair and it's getting really ratty. My hairdresser moved away and then I found someone else and then she moved away. So then I've just been cutting my own hair ever since. So I'm ready to get my hair cut properly. Also, I've had shifts within myself. So summer sport has started. Um, I previously, during the summer sport, would just sit in the car and watch from the car and not talk to anyone, not socialize with anyone. And, I really feel like I'm ready to get out and meet these other parents and mingle and build relationships and rapport and be part of the team after sitting in the car for so long. Might I add, it's not because I'm antisocial, it's because I was burned out from um, running a community sport club essentially by myself, doing everything. And I was in a phase where I didn't want to participate in anything because I didn't want to be asked to do anything. Whereas now, like I'm ready to go back out there. I'm ready to help on my terms, not be committed to anything, but more than happy to help on my terms. Um, I also was not quite 100% sure what I wanted my intention to be this week. And I pulled a card. I pulled a card when I was writing like my week debrief. And the card was from the Archangel Michael's deck. Have confidence. And what confidence from the Archangel Michael card meant was have confidence that everything would work out. Have confidence in your intuition. Have confidence in your money situation. Um, Self-assurance attracts. Um, says, ask Archangel Michael to help you raise your confidence. As I said, confidence with plans and ideas, confidence with intuition, confidence in finances, and needs being met. So I really wanted to incorporate confidence into my intention for this one. Um, and now that we had the owner builder certificate, I wanted to create my intention to have confidence, in the build, confidence that we would have all of the money that we needed to build it because we've had to go through um, some extra hoops that we weren't expecting to, and it cost more that we hadn't budgeted for. And so, like, I was pretty stressed a few breeds ago that we wouldn't even have the money to finish it. So, yeah, I wanted my intention to be around having confidence in this build, confidence that everything will go incredibly well. It'll go to budget. It will have ease and flow. It will be everything I desire or better. And confidence in in the intuitive processes with the plans, with the ideas. So talking through my intention with Ozden, I kind of worded it and then modified it a little bit. So confidence with the building of the new workspace to finish it with ease, flow, and with the budget allocated to be everything I desire or more. And so, what will that give me? Um, what will that give me? Well, in life, for me personally, being open to opportunities, open to receiving money, open to receiving from unexpected avenues. And one of the things that came to me before setting the breathwork intention, one of these things that just popped into my head was I am open to all opportunities for money to flow in new and unexpected ways. So I was kind of working with a few different pieces to my intention here, the confidence and the open to receiving money. And so, yeah, just in my body when we were talking about this, like I was really excited, but there was also like this part of me that was kind of like holding back. Um, but really excited about the possibilities and the potential. But yeah, there was just this little bit of resistance there. Um, so my intention for this brief, because I kind of reworded it a little bit. My intention for this brief is to have confidence with the building of my new space, to finish the build with ease and flow, with wealth and openness to receive money and resources, to complete the build to be everything I desire or more. So, time for the breathe. Um, I was really present this with this breathe. I was really present with my intention and I was really present with my breath. I was really in a conscious breath for the entire time. Um, I stayed with my intention, being open to ease and flow, receiving and confidence. The how came to mind. I took the have confidence card and had it with me for my breathe. So that was around me. I also just felt this kind of like pull to take the card and pop it on my chest. Which, when I was, talking about my intention, that little piece of resistance came from right here. And so that's where I put the card. And it felt really symbolic for the how. Um, have confidence with the how. Because I've been always such a logical person and needing to know how to do everything. What were the steps? How were they going to be done? Needing to have, everything laid out in front of me before I took the first step. And it's really been this retraining of trust in the process and surrender, and the steps will come. And this polar opposite from what I'm used to, which feels safe. What I'm used to and feels safe is knowing everything beforehand and then going, okay, I can do that. This is so different to just let go of the how and be in the trust of the process and the surrender. Um, so yeah, I put the card on my chest, on my heart. And as soon as I did that, there was like this chain reaction of release in my body. Um, like parts of my body started to like tense up and pull. And it started in my back and then my neck, my jaw, my hip, my pelvis. Um, it was, yeah, like this physical contraction. and just being able to breathe into that. And then it would just like, whew, it would release and it would let go. And everything felt really light and expanded. I've written here, I felt really restored and more aligned with my authentic self. For me, this was a physical breathe. It was really physical. It was like lots of stretching my body, stretching and lengthening of my body. Um, it was really gentle and really subtle. Um, I felt like pulsation of blood flowing around my body. Um, Having tingles, and my hands got really hot. My hands got really hot. Um, just following what felt right in changing physical position and moving to places that I needed to move to. Um, like I'd see it in my head, I'd see it in my mind's eye and go, okay, that's where I need to reposition to. That's how I need to hold myself. Um, there were some little thoughts that popped in, like how amazing would it be for, people in our world, because Michael's in building and construction, like how amazing would it be if they were like, oh, you're doing such a good job on this build for me. I'll just pay for this for you. Like, just thinking of like how amazing it would be for people to offer to pay some of our material bills, or other bills, or just offering discounts on their services, or um, that sort of thing. Michael's done a lot for other people and not charged them for it. So to be able to receive that back would just be so incredible. Um, so incredible. And just having so much gratitude to receive their offerings and feeling really spacious about the receiving. My ear started to feel really, really, really hot. And then one of the other girls in the group started dialoguing. And like, there were some things in there that I obviously really, really needed to hear for myself. Um, there were some words that really caught my attention. Um, and anger and father were two words there for me, anger and father, and forgiveness, but not wanting it to be gotten away with. Um, those really stood out for me as well, like in relation to anger and father, wanting to forgive him, but at the same time, not wanting to allow him to get away with what he did. Like, I have no idea in what they were in relation to, but they really felt super meaningful, excuse me, in that moment. And there's obviously some sort of communication in regards to that. Um, but yeah, just they were really, really heated and um not triggering, but they really had meaning, symbolic significance. There was another word she said was confusion, which I was really feeling into. There were some other things too, but I couldn't remember them. But yeah, throughout her dialogue, it was like, I really resonate to that. I really resonate to that. I really resonate to that. Um, and that was my breathe. It felt really, really restorative. Um, really rejuvenating and restorative to have that breathe. And we're just kind of thinking, this was a couple of weeks ago now. Interesting, like talking about the anger father, forgiveness, um, wanting to forgive, but not wanting to let him get away with it. It's just kind of interesting now reading that back and um, just earlier today having some things come back into my mind about a conversation I had with my mum a couple of weeks back. And um, I really feel like now looking back at it, now thinking back at it, maybe that's subconsciously where that came from. Just um, my mum's recently told me that she's been diagnosed with depression, and it came to a surprise to her. Not a surprise to me, but it came to a big surprise to her. And, for me, like, when we had our big conversation a little while back, I said to her, "You're in an abusive relationship. You're in an emotionally and mentally abusive relationship." And um, there have been, throughout the period, I think two moments of physical um, abuse as well. And I said to her, like, you're in an abusive relationship. Like, that's not okay. And if you wanted to leave, you totally have my support. Like, and it astounded me that she didn't realize or have any inkling that she could be depressed. Like, that's 100% correct. Just because, you're living a life where you are being diminished and belittled. And the interesting thing, and the thought that came to my mind earlier is that she will not leave because she doesn't want us, her children, to think differently of our father. Um, and the more I talk to her, the more I see my own siblings for who they really are. I think, they've grown up witnessing the same things that I've witnessed. And I think it's very likely that my brothers are doing this same behavior that they witnessed and learned from my dad in their own families too. And that's certainly how they also treat my mum. Hence the depression, because she's getting it from multiple angles. And yeah, it was just interesting for that to kind of pop up in my mind earlier and then to read this back and the anger of the father, the forgiveness, but not wanting it to be gotten away with. Um, yeah, very interesting little piece there. Anyway, so that was my breathe. That was my, what was it, number 37. So I've only got a few breathes left. I've got November, and then one in, excuse me, and one early December, and then I'm done for stage one. So yeah, really exciting, really exciting for this. Um, but I'm really enjoying this part of my breath work. And yeah, this the insights that come, which have completely shifted my own awareness, my own subconscious, my own reality. Anyway, so that was breathe number 37. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And if you're only catching me here, like this is breathe number 37. There's so many more before this. So go back and watch and follow my journey and how I have completely changed my life through breath work with such ease because I had that in my intentions for it to be easy. Anyway, so bye for now, and I will see you in the next video.